Good morning, Delton Middle School. Today is Wednesday, February 19th, and these are your morning announcements. Today's lunch choices are nachos with ground beef or a homemade cheese pizza. Let's see, this coming that's not already on there. This coming Saturday is solo and ensemble. Good luck to all our middle school students who will be participating, either doing instrumental music or maybe some choral music. Look forward to seeing you out there. Outman ambassadors, you guys are meeting today during lunch in Mrs. Matz's room. So you'll grab your lunches and head on down there with Mrs. Carruthers. There it is. I was going to say Mrs. Matz. Washington, D.C. I've got some information for our current 7th graders who will travel to Washington, D.C. next school year. Your permission form and down payment for the D.C. trip are due on Friday. Please hand those in during homeroom. If you have any questions about D.C., feel free to come see me here in the office or snag me when you see me in the lunchroom. I'm happy to answer your questions on that. It's always a really good time. I know some of our 8th graders ask me if they can go again next year. Track and field. So attention 8th grade track and field participants. On Thursday, February 20th, please bring in your track uniform top from last year. After you eat lunch, I want you to report to the gym with your jersey so Mrs. Greer can make sure that it fits and that it's in good shape. Any 7th grader or new 8th grade member needing to order a new one can try sizes on at that time. The order for the new track jerseys will be placed soon, so you don't want to miss out on being properly equipped to complete the season, and that's from Mrs. Greer. So essentially, if you have a track top from last year, it still fits, bring it in so Mrs. Greer can check it out, make sure it's still in good shape. If you do not have a track top for one reason or another, we'll stop in and see Mrs. Greer about that. That way we can get it ordered. All right, I do have one final announcement here, although there are no birthdays. So January was kind of a wacky month, right? We didn't have a PBIS assembly. There were lots of days missing. Even in February, it's been kind of loopy. And one thing that we kind of looked over was our Students of the Month. So even though it's now in the middle of the next month or the end of the next month, I'm going to do it. We're going to recognize those guys who were doing a great job and recognizing our Students of the Month for their scholarship, for their leadership, and for just the good example that they have for other people. And these are people who are particularly on it over the last month or so, and teachers wanted to recognize. So for 5th graders, by the way, if I announce your name, if you're a student of the month, come down to the office because I've got some things here for you. For 5th grade, it's Timber Grosjean. Timber, come on down. For 6th grade, Jordan Frank. For 7th grade, Carson Frace. And for 8th grade, Nando Sanchez Perez. Well done for you guys. Come on down here to the office. Those are all the announcements I have for you today. And I remind you today, as always, to study hard, make smart choices, be kind to yourself and one another, and would you please rise for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag